I'm Manel. I serve as Provost of Brown, and I also direct the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurial Development. And my passions are education and innovation. And I think that entrepreneurship is really where the two meet, because I think I want to provide our students with a flexible education that will train them for the job of the future. And I think education is the perfect opportunity to do that, because it's an area that's totally solution-oriented. So students learn how to focus on finding solutions and finding the expertise that's necessary for that solution, and then building an organization that can actually deliver. Our training consists of classes. We have 3 types of classes: introductory classes, classes that teach about operational aspects of entrepreneurship, and internship opportunities. And in addition to that, we have opportunities for students to pitch their businesses. And the Launchpad event that we're having today is the culmination of this process, where our most promising student ventures are pitched to the community, and we have prominent judges providing feedback and deciding on the prices.
Santa Cruz Launchpad Pitch Competition. We're so excited to have you all here at the beautiful Coconut Grove Ballroom at the Boardwalk. I want to make sure to thank all of our sponsors that have made this possible. We're going to be able to offer over $40,000 in prizes, and we've been able to really elevate this competition thanks to SEED, Santa Cruz Works, the UCSC Career Success, Cabrillo College, UCSC Innovation, UCSC's Business Engagement Hub, Ski, QBC, Blackstone Launchpad, Baskin Engineering, the City of Santa Cruz, and UCSC Career Success. So thank you to all of our sponsors. We have an amazing group of judges that have come from far and wide. Some are local Santa Cruz residents, some are UCSC alumni, or Cabrillo alumni as well. Our first judge, if you don't mind standing up and waving to the audience, we have GE Setso. GE built out the content operations team and helped launch the Google Play music service in 64 countries. Prior to Google, GE led engineering teams for Speak to Leads and Dual Shore teams for South Korean Telecom. He was also a board member of the Digital Data Exchange, DDEX, Standards Group, representing the music subscription service Rhapsody, where he was the director of content operations. GE has over 20 years of software engineering experience, the majority of which was spent working in areas related to digital music and B2C internet space. He co-founded BuzzHits, provider of real-time information for radio songs and ads, and was a founding member of the engineer team at Liquid Audio, where he helped develop the first end-to-end online commerce platform for digital music. And I believe GE is an alumni of UCSC. What year?
I am.
What year were you graduated?
91.
Okay, 91. Thanks for being back. Next up we have LeBaron Myers. So LeBaron is a business development executive, leadership and communication coach, and huge proponent of raising our collective EQ to best solve today's greatest challenges. Her career has spanned multiple industries in both the large corporate space of investment management as well as early startup environments in digital media and tech, with a focus on revenue generation, strategic partnerships, and brand evangelism. She founded LeBaron Consulting, where she helps executive leadership increase momentum and convey with conviction. Our next judge, Bindu Gakar. So Bindu is the former head of product and design at Paystand, a blockchain-based B2B payment company. With more than 2 decades of experience, Bindu excels in overcoming obstacles with data-driven solutions, keeping the customer's need at the forefront and empowering her team members. She's in the process of embarking on an exciting new venture that she will announce soon. Prior to Paystand, Bindu worked in software development and leadership roles for numerous companies, including Intuit, Director of Payroll Software Development at Xero, and 3 years of Boku Mobile Payments as a product leader. Our next judge is Jacob Martinez. So in 2014, Jacob founded Digital Nest, a technology workforce development hub providing youth in rural communities with high-demand technology skills, mentoring, and hands-on experience so they can secure well-paying jobs. Prior, he spent nearly 10 years running a successful program funded by the National Science Foundation, encouraging underrepresented Latinos to study computer science. He's a 2020 recipient of the James Irvine Foundation Leadership Award and 2018 Draper Richards Kaplan Foundation Entrepreneur Fellow. Jacob currently sits on the board of Santa Cruz Works Center for Rural Innovation, serves as an external advisor to the Chancellor of UC Santa Cruz, and is on the advisory council for the Aspen Institute Technology Accountability Coalition. Our next judge, Alexander Peterson. Alexander Peterson's a dynamic small business advocate with a diverse background in small business development, economic development, and community leadership. With experience as an SBDC advisor, business owner, nonprofit leader, and city council member, Alexander is committed to addressing the diverse needs of small businesses in Santa Cruz County. As the director of the Santa Cruz County Small Business Development Center, Alexander is dedicated to empowering small businesses and fostering economic growth in our region. His strategic approach to creating and implementing effective programs will ensure that the SBDC continues to be the premier resource hub for one-on-one advising, access to capital, disaster assistance, and industry-specific support for small businesses in Santa Cruz County. Outside of his professional life, Alexander is an active volunteer in his community, serving on the board of directors for several nonprofit organizations, and is dedicated to promoting community wellness through leadership and economic development. In his free time, Alexander enjoys exploring new technologies, engaging community activities, travel, and outdoor sports. Next, I think our last judge of the day, Ben Legum. Ben is the director, New Venture Development, where he works with innovators to define the implementation, adoption, and commercialization pathways for early stage innovations. Benjamin is also founder of Muse Engine, an early stage sustainable manufacturing venture, and a partner at Keystone Scientific Incorporated, a consulting firm that provides management and product development support to technology-based companies. Okay, so these are our judges for today. And we also recommend that you take a moment to talk to some of these judges, you do a little networking, and get to know one another. Everybody is here to support our projects and to hopefully get them off the ground. So we've asked the judges today to look at 6 different categories. So the first is going to be your overall presentation, how your communication, visuals, organizational flow, and content is running in your presentation. Your innovation, so we've asked them to consider your originality, what unique advantages you have and are bringing, the impact potential, so your ability to create positive change and to solve problems, your business model, so to convey your understanding of the market, cost structure, and scalability. Also your feasibility, so showing that you've done your market research, that your technology is feasible, your financials are viable, etc. And then we've asked them to look at your team and to really evaluate your passion, enthusiasm, your skill set, and adaptability. And that you have a well-rounded team in general. So we're going to go ahead and call up our first team.
Hi everyone, my name is Gautam, this is Ashwin, and we're here to present to you Tallyrus. So first, meet Mrs. Wahedi. She's a 6th grade English teacher from our Fremont Unified School District. And when talking to her, she said that she spends around 5 to 10 hours every week just grading her students' papers, equating to over 300 hours in the entire year, really taken away from the one-on-one engagement that she could be spent. And in fact, this is not just her struggle. Around 1.5 billion hours are spent by teachers across the nation just grading students' papers, really taken away from the one-on-one time that they could be spending with their students. And in fact, grading papers actually doesn't proportionally increase student outcomes, as according to Stanford Economics, yet interpersonal interaction is the most crucial factor in a student's engagement, as according to the CCRC. So our solution, Tallyrus, a platform that grades students' essays and provides detailed grading as well as feedback using AI, shortening the amount of time that teachers spend on grading, giving them more time for this one-on-one engagement. And it works like this. Teachers go ahead and create a rubric on Tallyrus, then students go ahead and upload their essays to Tallyrus. Finally, our system grades each student's essay and provides detailed feedback, scoring it. So the other major platforms on this are Canvas, Gradescope, and Turnitin. Yet none of them do have AI grading, and those that do haven't captured the market. So we are the first market pioneers in this space. Besides AI grading, some of the other features that Tallyrus offers are student self-assessment, meaning that students can go ahead and check their own essays across the rubric for independent growth, as well as Common Core standardization, as the entire US curriculum is set on Common Core, so we've actually tailored our AI to specifically grade according to these standards. And lastly, rubric integration, as the two most biggest issues that teachers have when adopting new software are ease of use as well as adoptability. And Tallyrus hits this by allowing teachers to easily bring over their previously made rubrics onto our platforms with ease.
So our market is the $4.86 billion learning management systems market, which caters to the 7.6 million educators across the United States. Out of that, we're specifically targeting the $23 million market of 6th through 12 English teachers inside of California. So right now for our traction, we've interviewed over 50 teachers for user research and really learning where Tallyrus fits into classrooms today. Additionally, we're in beta in 3 different schools across Fremont, and we've graded over 400 essays, reallocating 200 hours of teacher time to better use. So these teachers on our freemium model, where we give them the first semester for free and then charge locked premium features behind a $15 per month paywall. Using these teachers and student performance as some of our biggest advocates, we're then going to sell directly to districts at a subscription model of $100 per teacher per year. Right now, our go-to-market strategy is teacher networks and district and school partnerships. So that means attending PT and teacher meetings as well as EdTech conferences to really get our product into as many hands as possible. We're currently on that strategy, and we've expanded to the Fremont Unified School District, and we're using this to go into the other East Bay school districts as well.
So some of the next developments that we're doing are tailoring grading styles. For example, tailoring our AI to a specific teacher's grading style by uploading previous essays and training on that. Finally, we are expanding to other collegiate level writing, as right now our essays are tailored specifically towards the junior high and high school level. And finally, expanding to new subjects like math, physics, and other non-just writing curriculum. So the funding that we're looking for and that are going to be used for are going to be for infrastructure costs, marketing, as well as research and development. So infrastructure costs like APIs as well as file hosting, marketing such as using paid influencers on social media, and teacher networks on that, such as Teacher Talk or r/teachers. And finally, research and development to improve our AI to grade even better for this collegiate level writing. So the team consists of me, Gautam Pandian, the CEO, Ashwin Chandru, the CTO, and Vikat Nardasi, our CFO. We want to transform teaching with Tallyrus. Thank you.
All right, perfect. We are TerraNova Bio, and we are using nature to solve humanity's greatest problem.
We all use plastics every day despite knowing how much of an issue they are. Accumulation of plastics in our oceans and landfills is a growing issue, one that carries dangers of toxins and microplastics. A major contributor to plastic pollution is polyurethane. Polyurethane is a form of plastic that is very hard to break down, leaving 70% of it to not be recycled. If you used kitchenware this morning and used a sponge to clean with it, that sponge was most likely made of polyurethane. Common plastics like these lead to large buildup of waste in our environment, some of which can even be seen from space. If we can easily use these products each and every single day, why can't we safely and sustainably dispose of them as well?
Currently, several companies have tried to assess the issue, but with limited success. Brightmark, a pyrolysis company, only gets 1 to 7% recovery for their desired product when polyurethane is used in their system. Additionally, when polyurethane is used in a pyrolysis system, it creates toxic byproducts such as cyanide. Mycocycle uses fungi to break down construction waste, which includes polyurethane. Unfortunately, construction represents only 2% of the polyurethane market, leaving a considerable amount of the plastic to still be recovered. Refill Technologies uses bacteria to break down plastic water bottles. However, plastic water bottles do not contain any polyurethane, and polyurethane will not work in our system. By using our fungi sourced right here in the Santa Cruz Mountains, we can achieve 100% recovery, allowing access into the various sectors of the industry. Our innovative solution could address several of California's climate adaptation strategy goals. In particular, TerraNova Bio will divert toxic carbon away from rivers, wetlands, and oceans. Here we see a beach polluted with various polyurethane products. By conducting pilot studies in state parks, beaches, and oceans, we can show the utility of our fungi in breaking down this waste. We are currently networking with landfills and ocean cleanup recovery projects to turn these goals into reality. Additionally, California's adaptation strategy calls for the use of increased recycling methods and the use of certified compost. By breaking polyurethane down into smaller parts, which can then be recycled into new products, we are performing composting at the chemical level. By using this method, we will be able to harness waste from a multitude of environments.
With that in mind, I want all of you to imagine one of the many landfills that hold our discarded plastic. What normally happens? Well, our fungi are not added, and after as long as 1 million years, that landfill is still filled to the brim with plastic. But what happens when we utilize TerraNova Bio fungi? Well, after as little as 2 to 3 weeks, that plastic is broken down and that landfill is emptied. Which of these two outcomes is preferable? I think the answer is obvious. Let's move on to our business model. It begins by identifying clients in landfilling and ocean plastics recovery, so we can divert waste from the environment to our facilities. Once we've secured the polyurethane, our fungi safely break it down into its precursor building blocks. TerraNova Bio then sells those building blocks back to manufacturers who in turn create more polyurethane products. Finally, those products are eventually become waste once again, and the cycle is complete. By utilizing our circular solution, we can work with sorting programs to have polyurethane directly sent back to us, avoiding the risk of contamination to the environment. Let's move on to our plans and traction. We've already identified polyurethane degrading fungi and tested them on a real-world waste stream. That leads us to where we are now, the analysis of reaction byproducts. Where we need your help is upscaling our operations to the industrial level, from the scale of just a few hundred milliliters in a laboratory setting to the scale of thousands of liters in an industrial setting. From there, we can acquire and service clients in the waste industry and finally close the loop of polyurethane from creation, use, disposal, and recycling. With your help, we can finally break down this stubborn plastic and create a cleaner world for the present and future.
My name is Jacob Samara, and I am the Market Knowledge and Project Initiator.
My name is Nishal Naiker, and I'm the Business Development Expert.
My name is Alexi Barbie, and I am the Research and Genomics Expert.
My name is Joy Steinley, and I'm the Collaboration and Coordination Expert.
Thank you for listening to our pitch.
Okay, right on time, great work. Questions from the judges?
So we're not going to directly inoculate the fungi onto the landfill. What we would do is have the plastics sorted and sent to us, and when they're sent to us, then we can have them like in a contained environment that breaks them down. The risk with inoculating the fungi into the environment is you could have the ecological concern that the fungi starts growing and competing with other fungi that are native to that area. Thank you.
Okay, one more question.
How do you account for the
fungi reacting with other chemicals or additives that are in the polyurethane?
So the mycelium is actually very good at breaking down, like separating the different components. If it were to break down other components that we're not looking for, if we're to break down other components that we're not looking for, they would be benign. There's been other, like studies that have shown that like when you like have the fungi like breaking the stuff down, that it doesn't like create anything that's going to be like toxic to humans. And in fact, the precursors that we can actually get from that, they're different than the precursors that come from crude oil, which are like toxic and carcinogens. If we use the precursors that are coming from our reaction, they would be benign chemicals that are not carcinogens and not reproductive toxins.
Okay, thank you so much to TerraNova. Next up we have ShowerTech.
Hello all, my name is Yasmin, founder of ShowerTech, and today I'm here to tell you about Thermo, the shower head of the world. I'll be telling you guys a little bit more about the company, ShowerTech, the product Thermo, and why you should even care. As climate change worsens and my home state of California is affected by drought and fire-related evacuation, I strive to create a product that completely changes the way we think about water reduction and enrich the lives of the next generation. ShowerTech is a company dedicated to creating high-quality, eco-friendly bathroom fixtures for the everyday environmentalist and the entire state of California, starting with Thermo, a shower head that educates its users on waste via an app, reduces waste via a heating system, and reduces your water bill every month. How many of us turn on the shower and then go busy ourselves with some other task while we wait for it to heat? Or how many of us are standing in the shower, distracted, not really washing ourselves at all? Well, the problem with that is that billions, if not trillions of gallons of water go down the drain in waste every year. Water that could have gone to our fire or our drought problem. And most of us don't even realize how much we contribute to that. Australia has had a similar problem, but they are way ahead of us when it comes to reducing it because they have been implementing products like Thermo for decades. But Thermo is here to close that gap. Thermo is a shower head that's going to heat the cold residue of water left in its tank by mixing in the hot water from your home's water heater and creating warm water right away. Once Thermo's tank is full, Thermo will blink and beep to alert the user that their shower is ready. Simply step inside, press the power button, and voila, a hot and ready shower. Thermo will also come with an app that tells you how long you've been in the shower, how many gallons you used, and what the temperature was. You can compare your water usage across different weeks and even set your temperature if you'd like. Now, this isn't my first time presenting Thermo. When I was a senior in high school, Thermo was just a drawing, an idea I got from using a Keurig coffee maker. I don't know about you, but my coffee machine doesn't start dumping cold water into my cup. It heats it first. Since then, Thermo has developed from a drawing to a product and a 20-page business plan, both of which I have here with me if you'd like to see after the presentation for a more comprehensive overview. So here I've compared Thermo's waste to the average shower head, and while the values in the tables do seem small, after just 1 year, those small numbers turn into billions in savings. So similar to how California has mandated that all new homes must have solar panels, all new homes should have Thermo, and I plan to get that accomplished by both developing Thermo, expanding to other bathroom fixtures, and selling 10,000 units a month to keep the product affordable. Speaking of sales, let's talk about the market. So here I have the production cost, the distribution cost, the gross and net profit, and while I'm not a business major, I'm more of a computer scientist, so I don't know much about salary, but from the cost that I was able to account for, if I sell Thermo at $100 a unit and 10,000 units a month, I can make a profit of over $3 million annually. So here's our budget. Majority of the budget is going to building the product and finding the talent to get Thermo off the ground. The research portion is kind of on the lower end because of the business plan I've already made. And the marketing is also on the lower end because I plan to market via social media, which is a very cheap and effective way to market. You can spend $2 grand on YouTube ads and get 100,000 views. So So I plan to sell to the entire state of California, different housing development teams, and the everyday environmentalists who make up 41% of the population. The bathroom fixture industry brings in $9.5 billion in revenue and is the highest revenue in the global sector. So we have the potential to get really big. Now I'm aware of some risks. There are some high costs, but I plan to sell in bulk. I am inexperienced, but I've reached out to entrepreneurs, businessmen, and I'm collecting a group of experts to help me get thermal off the ground. And while customers might be hesitant at first, I'm confident that if I show them a reliable product and a financial incentive in the form of a rebate or a tax write-off, I can win them over. Now, as you can see, other shower heads have the pieces, but thermal is the complete puzzle, taking ideas from different showers and combining them into one sustainable product. In conclusion, I'm a computer science major. I'm more than happy to develop the app and website for thermo, but if awarded, I would use the money to get in contact with a mechanical engineer so that I could develop thermo. Thank you for listening, and do you have any questions?
Hey there, can you provide a little bit more detail on exactly what it takes to install one of these?
Yeah, so thermo was originally going to be an electric shower head, but after receiving feedback from some entrepreneurs and product developers, they were saying that a lot of businesses and houses won't let you bring that much electricity close to water. So thermo is now a manual. So it's basically, think of this cardboard as the wall. And the tank and stuff is going to be behind the wall because there are shower heads who do have the tank in the shower with you, but that's ugly. We want something eco-friendly and nice to look at. So we've got all that stuff hidden. And then behind, imagine that this blue tank is your home water heater and this white tank is thermo's tank. So this hot water is going to go into thermo's tank and heat the rest of the cold water residue that was left in thermo. And physics is not going to allow this tank to overflow. Once this tank is full, even if there's still water in here, that water will just stay in here. So you don't have to worry about leaks. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is power and Wi-Fi and all that good stuff buried within the tank in the wall.
Yeah, so the Bluetooth connection is going to be for the shower itself, not in the tank.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? One more? Yes.
Do you have a working prototype yet?
Yeah, actually this prototype does work. I just didn't think I was gonna have time for a demo, so I didn't bring hot and cold water. But if you'd like afterwards, I could definitely show you how this thing works. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much to ShowerTech.
Hi everyone, my name is Andre. And I'm Colby. And our company is Done Today, an innovative online platform connecting students to neighbors. Done Today is an innovative platform connecting students to neighbors. Students like Holden, an environmental science major at UC Santa Cruz, have a rigorous academic schedules and internships that they need to balance. Additionally, they need extra income to afford college expenses like student loans and housing, and more importantly, an occasional beer.
On the other hand, we have Susan, a 65-year-old homeowner with a growing to-do list of chores that are too small to hire an expensive professional, but too big to manage it all on her own.
This is a widespread problem. There are millions of students who are financially stressed and a handful of neighbors who need help with small tasks at an affordable price. Done Today is an online platform that connects students to neighbors and bridges this gap. By connecting students and neighbors, we foster intergenerational communication and build community relationships. We are also facilitating a mutually beneficial marketplace where students can earn money and neighbors can get help with jobs that they need done. When Susan needs help weeding her garden, she goes to Done Today, connect with Holden, who not only is weeding her garden, but earning money and making an important connection in the community. Susan happens to work in sustainability and hires Holden after he graduates college at her firm. Done Today isn't just about getting your to-dos done today, it's about community relationships and opening opportunities.
The market opportunity is immense. In the US, there are over 20 million college students and over 54 million senior citizens. If just 10% of these user groups decided that they wanted to get their to-dos done today, then we are looking at a market of over 7.4 million potential users. With the increasing trend of the gig economy, the projected growth of home services market, and the aging population, our platform is set up for significant long-term growth. Our market is straightforward and sustainable.
We're going to charge a 13% service fee to the neighbor and a $10 one-time registration fee to students. You also have the opportunity to volunteer if neighbors are struggling financially. Holden and Susan are just one story of many. We have connected 50+ students to over 600 neighbors and operated in 3 cities to test our business model. Generating $70,000 in revenue for students.
It's a whole lot of beer.
That is. So how are we different from Thumbtack and TaskRabbit? Number 1 is community. We're fostering intergenerational communication and building community relationships which can lead to post-grad job opportunities. Second is we are affordable. We're doing tasks that are often overlooked for an affordable rate. And most importantly, we are student-focused. By integrating with the universities, we're connecting to a pre-vetted source of students who are trusted around the homes of neighbors. I'm Andre, founder of Done Today and a UC Santa Cruz graduate.
And I'm Colby, a 4th year UCSC student and the student ambassador and regional lead for Santa Cruz for Done Today.
And that's Robbie. He is a software developer at Angel Health, built an app called Tutor Tree, graduated from UC Santa Cruz Computer Science. And together, we are building Done Today. Right now, currently, we are testing our minimum viable product with the students and the neighbors here in Santa Cruz with hopes to launch at the start of this next school year. We are asking for your vote for the Community Impact and the Social Impact Award for $8,000, which will help us launch our Student Ambassador Program at the other UCs in the state of California. Think about Susan, who has to tediously weed, and she has a bad back. And with our program, we can transform that into a wonderful experience where Holden not only gets to weed her yard, but also earn money and form a connection with Susan, who will in turn provide Holden with his first opportunity in a career outside of college. Thank you.
I have a couple questions, if that's okay.
Yeah.
First, loved your energy and your title. People often overlook that, fun title. And just the spirit of it all. My question is 3 quick ones.
Yes.
One around the insurance side of, like you said, vetted students that are neighbors, but how that piece. 2 is, what has been your biggest challenge so far? Because I love that you're in 3 cities. And 3 is, why do you need the 8,000 to get into the other UCs? Where's that coming from versus just reaching out?
Okay, I'm going to take that one by one. The first was insurance. That money will go directly to help us draft up terms and conditions that both the students and the neighbors will agree to when they sign up on the app. This is what TaskRabbit does. They also have a customer trust success, I forget the name of it exactly, that insures up to $10,000 worth of damage to property or bodily injury. So it is a mutual agreement by 2 voluntary participants. The second one was...
What was like, your biggest challenge so far that you've seen in the 3
Our
cities?
biggest challenge so far is that our demographic is not on technology. So in our app, we make sure that there is a phone and an email option. And this is also where the money comes in really useful, is that in order to market to this demographic, we can capture that market through Facebook and Nextdoor, which are platforms that already grab a small bit of that market. But for those who are not on that, and those are the people who need our services most, this is a population that's aging out. So as people get older, we don't want to neglect this population now, but getting advertisements, physical pamphlets, mailing lists to these people is really crucial. So that's our biggest challenge, is getting in front of the people who need it most, but that is not a challenge that's going to be always there, because as the population ages, those people are more tech savvy.
Great, and that third one was, why do you need the 8,000 to go to the other UCs? What is that?
So it's really easy to get a lot of students. When we put up posters at community colleges and UCs, we get a bunch of students with all sorts of talents. We've done babysitting jobs, we've done tutoring. That and everything we've done so far is by volunteer. Robbie is volunteer, he sees the vision, he likes what we're doing, and we're hoping to monetize through the app with our business model. So right now, legal fees, physical advertising, and overall operational expenses for things like, officializing the website and all that kind of stuff is where that 8,000 would go, but specifically to the students for the marketing in those universities around campus with ambassadors.
Okay, thank you so much to Done Today. Mirage, you're up next. Let me be blunt, I think chemistry sucks. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand how important it is in our daily lives, but understanding it is completely different. And I know that others agree with my sentiment as well. Imagine if I go up to every single person in this audience today and I ask them a chemistry question. I think 99% of the people here would not be able to answer it on the spot. But can we even describe chemistry accurately with everything that we already have? How are we supposed to fully understand it if we cannot truly describe it? Now, learning chemistry is difficult, but imagine teaching it to a bunch of 14-year-olds. We don't need to imagine it. Let me tell you the day-to-day life of my high school chemistry teacher. She starts off every day in looking into planning and prepping, then goes into labs and lessons, lunch, labs and lessons again, and then planning after all of that. And because of this, she's so busy that she even has to work on her free time. I actually emailed her 3 times before to try to set up a meeting with her, but she couldn't meet because she was so busy. So let me get this straight. Teachers are underpaid, do not have enough funding for labs, and are also working in their free time planning labs. Students, on the other hand, are unmotivated and also unengaged with the labs and are resorting to memorizing to learn chemistry. There has to be a better way. At Mirage, we aim to change this narrative. We have developed immersive virtual reality labs and multiplayer games that make chemistry engaging and more intuitive. Our labs are based off of feedback by teachers. We give them what they want. Unlike traditional methods, our labs include more atoms and molecules where we're able to look at them in real life time, visualize it, and also engage with them. Unlike our competitors, who only look at just physical labs that can already be observed in science classrooms, ours also has a possibility to have other labs that cannot be observed physically in a science lab. Now, current traditional chemistry models that are taught in class are straight up wrong, and they don't even convey the topic perfectly. Here's an example of this. What is taught in classrooms, and think of the perspective as a 15-year-old. Now, look at ours in comparison.
This is just much easier to understand, and students would like to look at this more as well. Now, I will agree with you that games already do exist, but I'll let you be the judge of this. This is our competitor. Our competitor's lab is very boring, as you can tell, and does not actually have something that 15-year-olds want to see. Here's the difference between ours. Our labs are multiplayer games, and that is the difference. Students are able to engage with one another and learn concepts at the same time. At the end of the day, students want to engage with one another and have fun, which is exactly what we do. This is a win-win situation for both students and teachers. Now, here's how we rank according to our fellow competitors. As you can see, from education and engagement, we are much better. Now, how do we make money? Currently, we're targeting 4,000 high schools in the United States. In California alone, each license will cost $250 per teacher, with an average of 2 teachers in each high school, which would mean a $2 million revenue. Our future growth plans include expanding our curriculum to include other science topics as well, and also expanding our geographic region. Our cost comparison. Traditional labs cost between $3K to $5K according to the National Science Teachers Association, versus ours, which is just $250 alone. Also, our competitors are similar prices to traditional labs. Currently, we have won the Young Leaders Achievers Award by the Education 2.0 Conference, the highest and most esteemed conference in the United States for education alone. We're also the National Science Foundation finalists. Currently, we're raising $500K for marketing and development. Together, we can change reality one lab at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mirage. Question for Mirage.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. Is this labs available for any specific VR platform?
Yeah, so currently we're using Unreal for our virtual reality platform that we're using to develop it. But this will be used as the standalone product with different modules that teachers can access.
So what headset do you use with
You can use any.
Any, okay.
Mm-hmm. And you can also use any desktop version as well.
Excellent, thank you.
Did you say this is only VR?
Currently we have a desktop version and also VR version as well.
Because how are you going to account for accessibility of the hardware to students?
Well, currently right now on the market, there are $30 VR headsets, and also because of our price point being so much lower than traditional labs and our competitor labs, it's more affordable for them to get a couple of VR headsets for students to work with groups and also access as well.
Okay, thank you, Mirage. PowerPath, you're up next.
What if I told you that this entire building right now, and even the entire boardwalk, could be passively powered by the cars driving right outside? My name is Rick Sean.
I'm Farhan.
And welcome to PowerPath. Every day, over 200 million Americans spend over an hour on the road driving, producing huge amounts of kinetic and thermal energy. All of this energy goes unused, while our cities are facing rising energy demands that our aging infrastructure can barely keep up with. We at PowerPath are enabling the transformation of this clean energy into clean power that we can utilize to reduce energy costs and also significantly reduce our carbon footprint. We are revolutionizing urban infrastructure with our dual-layered energy harvesting system placed directly underneath asphalt roads. Our top layer consists of a piezoelectric layer that captures the kinetic energy from moving vehicles, while our bottom layer, our thermoelectric layer, captures the heat energy from the asphalt. Both of these layers work in harmony to provide a continuous, reliable energy source. Unlike other renewable energy sources such as wind and solar, both of those are time dependent and weather dependent. Our system works 24/7 in any weather condition. So our system can power all city utilities and infrastructure such as traffic lights, charging stations, and even homes. Just a 1 mile, 4-lane stretch of our technology can power over 8,000 homes. All the excess energy that would overflow the utilities would be sent back to the grid using an inverter, and all the energy that we would save from the government would be allowed and reinvested into other sustainable community projects. There's over 1 million miles of road just in California and Texas, so if we place our technology underneath all these roads, we would power over 88 million homes. And to put that into perspective, there's over 144 million homes currently in the US, so that's over 60% of our homes that we could power just in California and Texas with our roads. We're not just creating immense amounts of energy, but we're also reducing carbon emissions in California by 115 million metric tons every single year.
Our technology will aid in California's climate action initiative to get 100% renewable energy and zero carbon electricity by 2045. And to reach this target, our state needs to rely on sustainable, renewable, and accessible energy sources during any weather, which is where PowerPath comes in. Just last year, the market for energy harvesting was at $3.5 billion with an expected annual growth rate of 11.4%. Our primary customers will be municipalities, and we will be working with our partnerships in construction companies to lay our technology down. Cities like Berkeley, which are in the process of repaving large amounts of their road, are perfect customers for us to lay our technology on top of. We plan to sell and install our technology while the municipalities benefit from the energy savings, and the maintenance as a service comes with our software as a service platform, which is equipped with sensors to detect anomalies, track performance, and gather data. The model supports scalability from city projects to statewide adoption because we are in contact with departments like Caltrans. Also, when it comes to our financial costs, the total cost to make and install our system into the ground over open asphalt before it's laid down is $40,000 per mile, with an annual maintenance fee of $1,000 per mile. We're planning to sell our technology to municipalities at $54,000 per mile. Meanwhile, the $4,000 per mile maintenance fee will go towards the maintenance of the software system and the updating of the physical upkeep of the system. The energy produced is valued at around 22 grand per mile, and this leads to a payback period of a little over 2 years for our customers.
So currently our proposed timeline in the next 1 to 2 years, we're looking at finalizing a prototype that we can begin a pilot test in the next 2 to 3 years. The main thing we really want to focus on during the pilot testing is like performance analysis and system optimization, so we can ensure with our real-time data sensors that we're optimizing and creating the ideal module to begin implementing. After that, in the next 2 years, after our pilot test, we really want to scale out a full implementation into small roads and working with like different municipalities with necessary approvals so we can get there. So I'm Rikshan. I have extensive experience in the development of cutting-edge research in solar cells and also energy harvesting systems.
I'm Farhan, and I've worked in an autonomous vehicle startup which is undergoing pilot testing.
So thank you for coming, and we hope you join us as we pave the road to a more sustainable future.
Okay, question for PowerPath.
Hello.
This sounds pretty amazing and like, a possible solution to a lot of problems. How far along are you guys? Like, what have you built? What have you tested so far?
Yeah, so right now, we're currently in contact with Caltrans, talking to a lot of the folks there. We're also talking to people in Granite. Right now, we currently don't have a prototype yet, but we're really trying to, speed up the process and actually get a prototype working. A lot of the restrictions right now are that we don't have enough funding and enough people to talk to, but we're definitely trying to get there as fast as possible.
Yeah, thanks. Do you have intellectual property for this technology? Because I think I've seen something that generates electricity from like walking on it. I've seen a video of that. Or does somebody else own the intellectual property?
So the piezoelectric like highway is something that does exist, but we are planning to integrate it with the thermoelectric module, which is going to be a completely separate thing. So we'll be like working with patents and getting licensed for that.
Yeah, so right now we're trying to get a provisional patent, which essentially like in the next year is like required for an actual patent. So we're trying to get that out there. And the thing is, like, our other competitors already have piezoelectric technology that's placed underneath the roads. Like a company in Israel was testing that out. But the main problem is they're not utilizing the full potential of these roads, because if you think about it, asphalt roads can get up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, like especially in hot summer days where it's literally just burning. They're just like heat sinks that are just not being utilized. So we're really not only capturing the kinetic energy of moving cars, trucks, and stuff like that, but we're also really capturing the heat energy, which I think is a really important part, because not only do our roads work really well when there's cars on the road, it works even when there's no cars on the road, and when the heat's like blaring onto the roads.
Really cool, thank you.
Thank you.
See that? So next up is going to be Collegiate.
Hey everyone, my name is Ishan Bansal, and today I'll be pitching Collegiate. The problem that we're trying to solve is that college admissions are notoriously very, very challenging. And there's two main reasons for this. One being that there's an informational asymmetry where students don't actually know what they need to do in order to get into a good university. And two is that there's a communicated complexity where students have a hard time communicating their worth to universities on a singular application. And so the solution we've developed here at Collegiate is a mentorship as a service model, where Collegiate guides young professionals through the admissions process. The way we do this is through resources where students can learn about the admissions process, AI tools that help students build a personal brand and edit their college application essays, a platform where students can get connected to personalized mentorship, and within this personalized mentorship, a personalized meeting schedule that's based on our students' needs. To talk a little bit about our traction, to date, in our first year of running Collegiate, we were successfully able to bootstrap our company to 6 figures in revenue. This quarter, we're projected to do a little under $100,000 in sales, and by the end of the year, we're projecting to crush our sales figure of $500,000 in sales. And to talk a little bit about how we're doing this, let's go into our business model. So as Collegiate, we have both a B2C and a B2B business model. Within our B2C, we have a freemium model where students can join our program for free for 3 weeks, and if they like what we're doing, upgrade to our paid consulting packages, which range anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000, and a service length of anywhere from 1 to 4 years. After running our company for about a year, we realized that while we were able to do really well within B2C, there was also an opportunity within selling directly to businesses and other college admission counselors. And so we developed a learning management system where other counselors can do exactly what we do with our students for $150 per student per year. And through this, they get the support, they get our platform, and they get the AI tools that our students are using. And to talk a little bit about the market for college admissions in the US, there are 2.9 million yearly undergraduate admissions in the US alone. And 26% of them report to use a private college counselor, with the average cost of private counseling in the US being $3,000, bringing us to a market size of about $2.2 billion on undergraduate admissions help per year within the US. The adjacent market being after-school admissions providers, which is a $23.7 billion market. And so our go-to-market strategy up until this point has solely been word of mouth. However, over the past 3 months, we started to do social media campaigns through TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And through this, we've been able to reach an audience of over 3 million people. And to specifically pinpoint, there's been a case study on one of our videos where we were able to generate 82.1K views, leading us to 703 interested comments and 12 leads into our free accelerator program. To speak a little bit about our network effects, one of the great things about running this college admissions company is that each student makes Collegiate more and more valuable. It gives us exclusive data and insights onto the mentorship process in terms of what works and what doesn't work. And beyond that, once students graduate from our program and complete Collegiate, they can actually become future mentors to younger students in our program. So for the team, it's me, Yuliya Monastyrska, and my two other co-founders, Jesse Lee and Mridul Prasad. Together, we have the technical expertise and business expertise to actually pull this operation off and scale it to the point where we're going to be able to get every student in the US to really be able to get help with their college applications and effectively be able to apply. And so that's Collegiate. Thank you, and I'll open the floor to any questions.
I love the success you've already had. My question is, you ended by saying to help all of the 2.9 million, and that stretch of 3 to 10K for a lot of people, that's not doable. So are you talking about the freemium model being able to help all of those 2.9 million, or is there something in between that I'm missing?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks so much for asking that. Up until this point, our service is definitely very premium and definitely does target a very affluent market. However, as we're developing the AI tools, one of the things is that we rely less on mentors and less on people, which really brings our costs down. And so our goal is to actually be able to develop AI tools and AI products where we're going to be able to bring a $3,000 counseling package down to a $30 per month subscription and be able to target all of those students that are really applying.
Great presentation. So it sounds like some of your packages are a mix of AI as well as in-person mentorship. Is that true?
Yeah, so we develop AI tools, and our consulting packages are purely just consulting. And the AI tools is something that we launch out, and it's already free, so any student can use them. The benefit of signing on with the consulting packages is we actually guide you on how to use them. You get a little bit more personalized support, etc. Yeah.
And do you have any metrics on how successful your service is compared to others?
Yeah, so as of now, we haven't done like a proper case study or anything, but just looking at the data points, one of the common data points, especially in college admissions, is you can see like a student's GPA and where they stand within their school and how likely are they to get into the colleges that they're applying to. And so if you look at all of the past 43 students that we've serviced, each and every single one of them has gone into schools that they were projected as very difficult for them to get into. And so that's the best metric that I can really provide to you right now.
Thank you.
So it seems like this is a great tool for prepping students to get into college. Have you been working with any high school guidance counselors and or college admissions experts to be able to help refine that last year's worth of actual, what it takes to get admitted into schools? Are they part of your mentorship team?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the big value props actually of Collegiate is that we're a peer-to-peer service. So we have undergraduate and graduate students helping students in high school in 7th and 12th grade. And so we don't actually use like traditional admissions counselors to help our students. That said, we still meet with admissions counselors and we still use them as the basis for what is expected of students, how we develop our curriculum, and how we develop our tools. So there's definitely very involved in the process, but we've sort of added this new flavor of peer-to-peer where it's undergraduate or graduate students helping younger students.
Okay, great job. Thank you, Collegiate. And next up, we have Hotspot Creative.
And my name is Harmony.
And this is Hotspot Creatives, a content marketplace for creative talent. After graduating from the UC Berkeley School of Business, I now work at a local marketing agency as the creative director, as well as a freelance graphic designer.
And I'm a senior here at UC Santa Cruz and a freelance photographer. Irene and I actually connected back in 2021 at a community event in Berkeley, and we realized that we're both freelancers and enjoyed art, entertainment, and culture. During our conversation, we also recognize a gap in the opportunities for freelance creatives to network in person, collaborate, and access resources. With this in mind, we decided to start Hotspot Creatives. After speaking to other freelance creatives in our network, we decided we came to the conclusion that this problem was widespread, and there were three main components to these challenges, which was lack of a community, education, and exposure within the creative industry.
And through our observations, talking to other creative talent, as well as our own experiences, we realized that there is a lack of community due to limited creative third spaces. Because of this too, there is not a singular platform for creative talent to be able to effectively showcase their work and connect with brands and companies. On the other hand, companies and brands aren't able to effectively and efficiently hire new and undiscovered talent for creative work.
With these pain points in mind, we started hosting workshops and creative large-scale events. And the thing that sets our events different is that they're in person, and they also foster the opportunity to make peer-to-peer connections. Additionally, we're also in the process of incorporating a two-phase platform that will allow individuals and companies to hire creative talent that meet their requirements. On the other hand, creators will be able to design a digital portfolio and also interact with each other via the same platform.
And there is no shortage of creative talent. Currently, it takes up about 3.1% of the world's GDP and 6.2% of global employment. And we've seen this through running Hotspot Creatives, that the amount that we've affected the community has been exponential. Take, for example, a music artist where we put on their first show. From there, they're able to connect with a videographer to do their music video, graphic designer to do their album art, and the growth is really exponential there.
Essentially how it works is Hotspot Creatives is the middleman. We're facilitating transaction and the vetting process on both sides. On one side, we have companies, nonprofits, and agencies who are looking to hire creative talent. On the other side, we have creative talent who are seeking education, exposure, and community. The following is an example of one of our educational workshops. It should be popping up. For this event, we basically invited 3 speakers who were professional photographers to be able to provide advice around the best editing tools, how to build a photography portfolio, as well as general networking advice. It was overall a very collaborative environment, and a lot of people went home having made connections and new friends and felt a sense of community.
Because we're targeting both the creators as well as the brands, we have the total available market at $127.7 billion. In the Bay Area alone, our SOM is $15.5 billion, with an SAM from expanding nationwide to $48.5 billion. And what sets Hotspot apart is really that we have those online and offline experiences. So compared to other platforms like Upwork or Dribbble, we have that in-person networking opportunity, which really a lot of the peer-to-peer collaboration comes from, because that's not really focused on those platforms. So not only is creative talent, are they able to build a digital portfolio that's comprehensive, but they're also able to make those meaningful connections in person that last longer.
Since being founded in 2021, we have hosted over 26 events ranging from 50 to 500 guests. It has also allowed us to foster new partnerships with companies such as co-working spaces, brands, and etc. And from these ticketed events, we have generated around $40K in revenue, which let us know that this is something people value and are willing to pay for and come experience in person as well.
And we've also built up a creative database. From there, we've been able to contract out work as well as create projects like this magazine. For example, we had a stylist style their first shoot for the magazine, and now they're able to run their business full time.
And this is our business model. I'll go through these quick. But yeah, some next steps as well.
Sorry, we're out of time, but this is basically an outline of our plan for the following quarters up until 2025. Please let us know if you have any questions. I know that happened pretty quickly.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Hotspot Creative.
Thank you for your presentation. Can you just, how do you make money? Can you just talk about the revenue a bit?
Yeah, so we can show this. So currently we are making money off the events. So the majority of them are ticketed. So we'll be either charging for the actual tickets or also charging, if we have vendors that are local businesses, they pay a fee. Artists, if we're showcasing their work, there is a small fee. And then what we are introducing now with our growing community is a subscription model. So right now we have the creative database public, but making that private will allow us to monetize it more. So for creators, they'll be able to create that portfolio, reach out to brands, companies, as well as collaborate with each other. And then on the enterprise side, they'll be able to have exclusive access to that database of creatives, as well as post jobs, search for specific keywords, etc. Yes.
Okay, thank you again to Hotspot Creatives. Next up, we have Ocean Blue.
Hi, everybody. How are we doing?
Hey guys, I'm going to say one word, plastic. There's a great future of plastic. Think about it. What do you think about it? Well, this was from the movie Graduate, 1967. After 6 years later, look now what plastic have cost us. My name is Jason, and this is my partner, BB. We're here to present Next Gen Plastic Alliance. We're a California-based nonprofit organization seeks to bring plastic industries to researchers' capacity. We're the broker for the people, innovation, and most importantly, cash flow. As right now, there's a huge overconsumption of plastic. 50% of the plastic are single use, and almost all of them will end up into landfill or into our environment. When they break down, become microplastic and nanoplastic, that cause more harm into our ecosystem. Global marine plastic pollution economy alone costs us $13 billion a year. And now let's see what's missing in this loop.
So we know that there's a huge want to shift to more eco-friendly alternatives, right? We have the environmental concern from the consumers. We have the regulatory action from the government, and then we also have the actual technological innovations to create this shift that we need right now. So why isn't it happening? On a research center level, they are not really fully aware of market knowledge that are currently happening because academia is on a very different time scale. So their technology is not actually applied on a market level. Additionally, the plastic industry is facing some customer dissatisfaction, both with the regular traditional plastic packaging, as well as the current alternatives out there. We all know the plastic or the paper straw that completely dissolves as soon as you put it in the water, right? So we need something else, but we are lacking the material science expertise as well as the affordable research and development. This is where we could come in. So first off, our solution is this space for collaboration. We want to connect the current true needs of the industry with the capacities and the abilities of the researchers and students in academia. We hope to, with this, accelerate to fill the current demand gap on the market. Out of this, industry would obtain access to a hiring pool of really qualified experts in the field, as well as streamlined and cheaper research and development. On the other hand, researchers would allow to get more projects, so project access, research development, and then also potential student learning and student teaching. We are also leveraging this money by streamlining funding, by matching the initial industry's capital dollar for dollar with non-direct competitors in industry, government agencies, and private foundations to stack this innovative funding. This would really emphasize and escalate the impact we can create, as well as create a higher return revenue for every individual partner's initial investment. equity involved for us. All the industrial partners will get a royalty-free license to utilize this technology in their respective fields of application, and the researchers keep the IP. So the university keep the IP. They are able to publish their work, get recognition for their work, continue research on this technology, and also seek out other prospective fields of application for this technology.
Yeah. There's a great future for alternative plastic, as right now, bioplastic have a market size of $5.4 billion market, and will double in size to 11.8 by the year of 2032, with a growth rate of 9% every single year, according by analysts.
Since we're also planning on starting a little bit more locally, we are looking at California trends, which has a growth rate of 19.3%. This, hand in hand with a recent law that was passed that said by 2032, California is hoping to make all takeout containers and single-use plastics either fully recyclable or fully biodegradable, makes this a really good target and magnet for this market. Our model is unique because not only do we focus specifically on plastics and biodegradable plastics so we can have targeted mentorship in this field, we also have that really cool kind of stacked funding model that is not very fully out there. And we hope to be multi-industry driven. So there's so many different industries that can kind of utilize one technology. Why don't we bring them all together and use that stacked funding?
So for our platform, we're fully free in the first 2 quarters. Then we will start slowly charging the membership fees based on our plastic companies, based on plastic industry partners' size and other partnership. In our funding models, we're leveraging industry funding with funds from industry, indirect competitors, and also governments and other funding sources passed on to our partners in university and other research centers, allow each partner to get more than what they invest in the beginning.
We're out of time, but basically what we're needing out of this is seed funding as well as partnerships with people in the field to make this a reality. And we're hoping to expand our team and design our website. This is our current team right now focusing on this. So kind of young people in this sphere that understand we need to make a difference. So thank you guys so much. And if you have any questions, we'd love to hear them.
Thanks so much.
Can you just speak to why you chose nonprofit over for-profit?
I think for us, the reason we chose nonprofit because it's easier for us to start in the beginning because we're just worried that if we getting a lot of funding in the beginning, then we have to be more reliable for our investors. But we want to bring more problems to research. That's why we want to do it as a nonprofit.
We want to be able to show something and show that it works. And then we can start actually going for profit potentially.
Yeah. Okay, thank you to Ocean Blue. Next up, we have Medlog.
Thank you for the claps. I love it. Yay. Okay, is this on? Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Iman Schaefer and I'm co-founder of Medlog, where we improve healthcare monitoring and communication one log at a time. Do you have a loved one who goes to multiple doctor's appointments per month and could use help keeping track of their health, especially if they live out of state or have difficulty with memory? I'd like to showcase this ecosystem, which is a typical experience of someone battling chronic or severe health conditions. You have their family, you have their healthcare providers such as nurses, and then you have their physicians. This includes advocacy, treatment, reliable understanding, and most of all, communication and peace of mind. I'd like to also highlight Louis. Louis is a 78-year-old retiree who struggles with Alzheimer's, heart failure, and kidney disease. Despite his independent enthusiasm, he often forgets his medication and when his next appointment is, and this causes a lot of worry to his family. The problem in healthcare today is there's significant healthcare gaps in monitoring, delays in treatment, unreported symptoms, and fragmented communication. This ultimately leads to an increased burden on the healthcare system and increased cost of care. In 2023, the cost of dementia cost the healthcare system $345 billion. Of that, 45% of all Americans live with one or more chronic disease. 7 million Americans live with Alzheimer's. This cost on the healthcare system is expected to exceed $1 trillion by 2025. MedLog's solution is to offer user-friendly daily healthcare monitoring. This is to enhance communication with real-time reporting, prevent hospital visits with preventative care, and keep healthcare data secure. How does it work? Daily updates via notifications, live transcription of doctor's appointments, and actively logging medicine and appointment summaries, all while having the shareability to share with your family, friends, and healthcare providers. Thus far, we have won over $400 in funding from a BME Ideathon at UCSC, and we use that funding to build an app. This app, we began to start beta testing, and we currently have 3 doctors enrolled in our beta testing program. This data is geared towards us working with 23andMe. There we go. So Daily MedLog, you can log daily habits, bathroom habits, mood changes, medicine, and symptoms like brain fog and oxygen saturation, as well as integrate with Apple Health, Smart FHIR, electronic health systems, IoT devices, in an all easy-to-use, accessible platform, with the ability to share this with your family, nurses, and doctors. If you all scan this QR code, you could preview our demo of our app, but I also have a video, because I know you're short on time. Let's see if the demo works. There we go. So this is a logging in where you could record. By recording, you could get transcribed summaries. You could log in your medicine. Example, if you are on amlodipine, if you have, heart issues. Another video of shareability between the app, doctors, cardiologists, children, and notifications, as well as recording. So traction. We're currently in a beta testing phase with healthcare providers, and our goal is to expand this. I also have a wonderful mentor, Toby, who is guiding me through this process in future discussions with 23andMe. Our competitors are MyChart, AugmentX, DeepMind, ScribeLink, where they offer lab results, medicine lists, and upcoming appointments. However, they fail in a lot of ways in 3-way communication. We plan to go into IoT device integration, where we can offer a device where patients and elderly people can take it with them to their doctor's appointments. And we will use the funding, if we win, to test our physicians and to test our listening device, as well as to cover legal fees. Market adoption. So the total addressable market size is $931 billion in the US, $22 billion focused on 15 million people in California. And if we were to penetrate 0.2%, that's $30 million. And we're specifically targeting board and care, IHSS, subacute, and acute facilities. These are some future plans where we want to integrate wearable technology, rehabilitation, and medical triage, where we surface medical professionals and patients. Why MedLog? The patient, Lewis, is my grandfather. I spent 5 months of my life last year by his hospital bed while he was in the hospital. Thank you. My name's Iman Schaefer, and I'm founder of MedLog.
Okay, thank you, MedLog. Let's see if we have any questions.
Great idea and great presentation. It wasn't clear to me what your business plan is. Like, how are you planning to make money?
So right now we're planning to implement our idea from ideation to working with healthcare professionals like doctors, cardiologists, primary care physicians to see how well our app works with their current patient load. Oh, and the patient has to give authorization to work with us.
The doctors will basically pay to use this app.
Right now, we're in beta testing, so they're not paying anything.
Got it.
But in the future, the goal would be, depending on your healthcare coverage, if you have Medi-Cal versus private insurance or no insurance, it ranges between $10 to $90 per user. And there's also revenue in healthcare data storage, so health tech, yeah. Thank you. Any other questions?
With all the competitors out there, how do you differentiate yourself?
With my story? No, I'm just kidding. No, the uniqueness is in three-way communication. So with my chart, you can get your lab results if you break your leg or if you have blood work done or I'll say like an EKG done, but you can't have that communication back and forth with your doctor. And so with people with chronic diseases, they could often have a setback, and by the time their doctor hears about it, they'll either have forgotten or their health would have gotten worse. So imagine someone like in their 80s. It's really bad. And we manage that through our shareability between family and nurses. So that connectivity really is where the value is. Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay, thank you so much. So next up we have Lightlink, student 2, or just one, Mike?
So how are you connected to the internet? Probably through Wi-Fi or 5G. Today I want to tell you about the future of Wi-Fi. The end is near for Wi-Fi because industry is looking for an alternative for Wi-Fi. Why is that? What's the reason? Because of this massive growth in data-hungry devices, such as AR, VR headsets, Apple Vision Pro, 4K streaming. These are going to cause a slowdown. These are going to make your Wi-Fi network to slow down. And even now, when too many people are connected to your Wi-Fi network, sometimes you will be kicked out of the network. You will face a slow connection that will result into low security. So industry, and trust me, this is going to get worse. Industry tried its best over the past few decades to address this problem. First of all, they introduced Wi-Fi with a 2.4 gigahertz license bandwidth. We had more devices. The industry solution was to add more bandwidth. We had more devices. They added more license bandwidth, and boom, we are out of license bandwidth. So the industry's solution was despair. They were desperate, and they were looking for an alternative to radio waves and Wi-Fi. So they came to this, let there be light. Yes, exactly, they are telling you that you can download data through these actual light bulbs in this building, in your home, way faster than Wi-Fi, because you are going to have a massive bandwidth up to 200,000 gigahertz, and that's unlicensed. The whole bandwidth is yours. So they introduced a technology called light fidelity or Li-Fi. And the good news, they just approved the newest standard over this a few months ago. So right time to launch a startup. But no one liked to put Li-Fi because it's not as reliable and accessible as Wi-Fi. First of all, you can download data through these light sources, but there is no way to upload. There is no reliable way to upload. You need to totally and completely change your whole building's wiring and lighting system to just cover a single room. And you need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to cover just a single room. And if you cover your phone, you go to darkness or walk around, you are disconnected. Done. So, Lightlink is here with its patent-pending solution that combines the reliability and availability of Wi-Fi with bandwidth freedom and fastest speed of light. We introduce a new hybrid technology, a revolutionary trademark called Bio. So, how does a Bio system work? This is Bio's plug-and-play hybrid access point. The only thing that you need to do is to plug in this access point to any power outlet of your home. And voila, like magic, all your light sources are now capable of transmitting data down into your devices. Now you only need to screw our plug-and-play bulb socket extension into your bulb sockets. You can use any regular standard LEDs, or you can purchase Lightlink's high-speed LEDs for high-speed data transmission over your devices. You only need to plug in our Bio plug-and-play dongle without no change to your software. And whenever you are close to a light source, you can download data through light. And whenever you are in darkness, your connection will be automatically handled by Bio. And you can have Wi-Fi at the same time without you even realizing that your connection is being handed over to light. Regarding market, we are the first ones who are seizing this opportunity and defining a new trademark. We are going to have the total addressable market of the Wi-Fi technology over the United States that is $20 billion. And our sum is predicted to be around $1 billion when we start the retail distribution of our product over the state of California. Based on our roadmap, we will start the distribution the first quarter of 2026. And we have both intellectual properties and products and services as our revenue stream. Our main product is the Bio Hybrid Plug-and-Play Access Point that will provide both Wi-Fi and Bio functionality. This is only 10% more expensive than an average Wi-Fi access point. We have the Bio's plug-and-play dongle or modem that will only cost you $30. And also we have our plug-and-play endpoint kit as another revenue stream. However, our massive revenue income comes through our intellectual property, our patent, our trademark, our AI analyzed spatial data, and our patented solutions. And today, we are not just showing you some figures and sketches. We have an actual working proof of concept. And we have board members from industry. And good news is, one of the fathers of Wi-Fi and a person from FCC is joining our board. And we just need seed funding to build a commercial version of our product and get that out there to the market. And I'm Firuz Vafadari, the CEO and founder of LifeLinks. I'm a second-time entrepreneur. I had a company back there in the Middle East. I came to a successful product called Microlight Router that you can Google. And I'm not here to play. I'm here to make the people of the world link like light, true light, with light. And this is our wonderful team that is growing over time. So let there be light.
Question for LightLinks.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. Very interesting technology. So I haven't heard of this technology before, so forgive me if I didn't understand something, but it's download only, right?
Exactly. So the Wi-Fi technology offers download over light and uplink over infrared or IR. But infrared wasn't reliable over the past few decades because they introduced this technology in 2012, and they were using infrared for the uplink. But if you move around, you're going to get disconnected. If you cover your phone, your uplink is going to be gone. So here we are defining a hybrid protocol and a hybrid system, a hybrid hardware that will do the downlink over light and uplink over Wi-Fi. And you will be only sending control messages or a few bits of data over Wi-Fi. And this technology can automatically detect your exact location in the building, in a shopping center, or whenever you're walking, without any need for any tracking devices or GPS. This is our protocol that is doing this. So for example, when I'm standing here, the technology knows that I'm standing here, and only these light sources that are close to me will be sending data down to my device. And when I move here, these light sources will be sending data down to my device. And when I go further, I go to darkness, then automatically the connection will be handled by Wi-Fi. But actually, this is the Bio protocol that is doing this. So we call that the connection is handled by Bio.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have arrived at our final pitch. Thank you again to LightLinks. Okay, so our final pitch is going to be from CrisisLink.
All right, we are CrisisLink, and we plan to revolutionize communication in disaster scenarios. My brother lives in an at-risk community and is constantly put at risk by natural disasters and left without any means to communicate. When I heard that, I knew that something needed to be done. So we set out to build CrisisLink. Like my brother, there are communities all across the nation that are affected by disasters and communication blackouts. And as some may know, Bonnie Doon recently had a crisis known as the CZU fires, where over 1,400 buildings were destroyed and the whole community was left without communication. During these events, it's standard protocol for power lines to be turned off, making Wi-Fi access impossible and cell service impossible. And realistically, only few have access to radio communication. Events like these plague nearly 1 out of 5 Americans, and all share the same central issue of communication failure, and we aim to address this problem. Imagine a network of messaging devices deployed across the entire rural community, switching on at a moment's notice. By utilizing a mesh network, network independence from cellular, satellite, and Wi-Fi will allow text-based messaging between anyone with a crisis link. As shown in the diagram, a mesh network allows you to extend the range by neighboring nodes as relays, expanding coverage as more nodes are added. So what sets us apart? To ensure that our users never miss a beat, our network will automatically deploy once a disaster is detected and immediately send users notifications to their phone. Common emergency use equipment has a learning curve, so we designed Crisis Link with the ability to be controlled by your phone, laptop, or tablet. On a single battery, Crisis Link can remain active for a minimum of 3 days. And since disasters are, and you can also use solar power to charge indefinitely, since the resilience of a device needs to be undeterminate because a disaster is unknown length. Our primary competitors are satellite phones and radios. However, they face limitations in key areas. During a crisis, radios often fail because speech is lost due to break in monitoring and low signal integrity. This is why text-based messaging is essential. It enables messages to be stored and managed effectively. Crisis Link prioritizes sending messages in the order of importance. This guarantees that critical information arrives first. Lastly, operating a radio setup is not trivial. It requires technical skill or licensing to broadcast. Most people avoid our competitors due to their complexity. And so we set out to make Crisis Link so that even my grandma could use it. Thanks to a budget given to us by UCSC, we are already developing Crisis Link. For the past 9 months, we have been developing and validating the performance of our network. We are also reaching out to a couple rural communities, specifically Silverado Canyon in Orange County and Bonnie Doon here in Santa Cruz County. We intend to ship out units to these communities for testing as soon as development is completed within the summer. Our initial market penetration strategy will be to contract with local governments to provide devices to at-risk communities and corresponding first responders. This will make up the bulk of our consumer base. Given that communication is an issue in other areas, we would also like to work with national parks to give rangers and other individuals that could be interested in owning a device. Our total addressable market includes all of the rural U.S., which is about 20% of the population, or 14 million households. An estimated unit price of $200 equates to $2.8 billion. Assuming half of rural households are satisfied with an existing solution, we can say about 7 million households will be willing to adopt at $1.4 billion. If we initially just target California, there's roughly 280,000 homes at risk, which is a $56 million market. Who are we? I'm Luke Thayer. I'm an electrical engineering student, and I am the head software architecture.
I'm James Greenleaf. I'm the interface lead. I'm a robotic major. I basically handle all the parts where the user would actually interact with. That means device encasement, UI, and also the device's independent Wi-Fi server.
My name is Jaden Albritton. I'm also an electrical engineering major, and I'm the power system lead. I ensure the device outlasts the emergency, so its users stay safe and connected.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm the RF hardware engineer, and I'm in charge of establishing the device's range and ensuring that the link remains reliable and robust.
Okay, so we're going to take our final questions for Crisis Link.
I think it's a great idea, and your presentation was very interesting, but I don't yet fully understand the concept. So is it like they're going to be, in a rural community, they're going to be a number of devices that sort of form the mesh network, and they are dependent on satellite for communicating between them? No? Okay. Could you please explain that to me then?
So ideally, each household will have their own device, and we're going to be using LoRa radio as the communication medium, which is a very low-power, long-range radio, which allows us to stay powered for multiple days. And so that would be our hopeful ending with that. Does that answer your question?
And then you said it will work with any mobile device. So how would that interface work? Is it like an app that's running on my mobile device?
Actually, the device itself has its own entirely independent web server, own DHCP, own DNS server on the device itself. So you'll be able to access it just through just a normal URL once you're connected to the Wi-Fi server of the device.
Got it. Thanks.
And is the business model for this product a subscription, or is it a one-time purchase?
I think we would look for a subscription type model for the contract, but ideally for people buying their own models, we want them to be purchases because people like doomsday preppers would like to have a no strings attached model, I would assume.
And just to make sure I understand, the device itself is the network. You don't need any additional infrastructure to make this work, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
Just the device.
Okay, let's give it up for our final team. Okay, so we're very excited to have our first ever keynote speaker at the Santa Cruz Launchpad pitch competition, and this all came together very quickly. Doug Erickson from Santa Cruz Works came back from, wait, where is Doug? Doug, where did you encounter Chrissybil?
Online PMT group.
Okay, so he discovered or came in contact and was blown away and said, we have to find a way for Chrissybil to be able to come to the Santa Cruz Launchpad. She is going to have such a big impact on our students and has such an incredible story to tell. So inspirational, so we said yes. And I want to tell you a little bit about Chrissybil. So after graduating with a master's from the University of Cambridge, Chrissybil asked career-defining question: what is the key factor to help a community grow economically? The answer: education. In 2018, she started Jumpstart Tutoring to continue this mission. Today, they've been featured in 50+ news publications, including the Forbes 30 Under 30 list, for helping thousands of students save millions on college tuition. Recognizing the gap between classroom learning and job placement opportunities for students, Chrissybil founded Vero Learning, a platform reshaping hiring by accelerating career pathways for students and providing corporations with prepared job candidates. Vero was admitted into the Techstars Economic Mobility Cohort in late 2023 and has launched pilots in schools in Florida and New York, with 90% of students reporting that they would recommend Vero to a friend. The company has been featured in GSV Elite 200 Cup for the world's most innovative workforce development startup and has signed a contract with the American Assistance Association, estimated to bring 12,000 users to the platform by August. The company is currently conducting a corporate pilot with Office Depot to identify ideal employment profiles and streamline early career pathways for applicants. So if you will join me in welcoming Chrissybil Boulin up to the stage, she's going to tell you a little bit more about her.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. Thank you, Doug, and everyone at Santa Cruz Works that made this possible. We did have a pretty short turnaround, but this is an amazing place, and I'm so inspired by hearing all of your pitches, and really, really honored to be here today. And so to tell you a little bit more about myself, so tomorrow's gonna be my birthday, and thank you. Despite having graduated from college many years ago, I've never had a job. And the reason I've never had a job is because I'm an entrepreneur. But I didn't know that I wanted to be an entrepreneur when I was in college, and so I definitely applaud you guys for knowing what you want to do so early on in life. For me, I like to say I stumbled upon entrepreneurship. So imagine me in high school, 4.8 GPA, president of 3 clubs, a total nerd. the only thing that I dream about is going to Duke. And I wake up, go to the mailbox, see a small envelope, and know that my dream did not come true. I read through the letter, and it says that I've been waitlisted. I talked to an admissions counselor, and they tell me that the reason I was waitlisted was because of my SAT score. It was good, but it wasn't good enough for Duke. And that really stung because my mom immigrated to the US from Haiti, so she did not know what an SAT was. Nor did she understand the implications that it'd have on my life if I didn't do well on this exam. And quite honestly, as a single parent, she didn't have thousands of dollars to pay for top-tier test prep. And so I knew that I was smart enough to get into Duke, but that I just didn't have the resources I needed to really navigate this, the challenging transition between high school into college or whatever's next. And so being really resilient, I'd been tutoring since the age of 12, and I decided to create an SAT curriculum. At first, it was just for myself, because I wanted to prove to myself I could do this. And after getting a perfect score, I transferred from Florida State to Emory University, where I ended up graduating with my bachelor's. But what was more cool is that I helped 100 kids get into Ivy League and top 20 schools using the curriculum that I created. And so it was the first time. Thanks. Thank you. It was the first time that I thought to myself, maybe I could be an entrepreneur. I didn't know anyone in my family who was an entrepreneur. I didn't study business in school, but I just loved that aha moment of seeing someone's dreams come true and knowing that somehow, whether it was small or large, that I played a part in that. And so I ended up taking a gap year after graduating from Emory, and I tutored and I taught in schools, and I just made a list of so many things that I thought I could do better. And eventually, I would have the opportunity to do it. But first, I had my dream come true. I went to the University of Cambridge, and when I was at Cambridge, I thought that I would graduate and become an economist. I even ended up working at the OECD as an intern, but I realized really quickly that it wasn't what I wanted to do. I was so inspired by social entrepreneurs, people who had made millions of dollars, helping millions of people and tackling really, really hard problems in the world. And I thought to myself, I don't want to wait 25 years to work on something and figure out if I've made a difference when there are people that need help now. And so I took a really big leap of faith with just $500, no prior business experience, and no co-founder. In 2018, I started my first company, Jumpstart Tutoring Center. And today, we've served thousands of kids. We've even made the Forbes Under 30 list. And so you might ask yourself, how do we get there from just $500 and no background? And so for any of you guys that are working on a very bootstrapped budget, which definitely I was, and I totally can relate to, you have to really be scrappy. So for one, I used websites like Fiverr and Upwork to find really great talent from other countries that was just more affordable. And so all of our first designs and videos and marketing materials, even our first website, all came from people that we found on Fiverr. And then from there, I realized that I needed help and I couldn't do everything on my own, so I had to delegate responsibilities. And so I found a virtual assistant from Sri Lanka. And she's been with us for over 4 years now. We're actually working on a visa for her to come to the US, and it's just incredible to see how time has flown. And she's really helped me grow tremendously. When it comes to finding tutors, we went on Indeed, and we made free posts and interviewed them. And the hardest part, find clients, I recommend that you give something for free before asking someone to trust in you. And so for me, what I could give was my experience, navigating public schools, ending up at the best school in the world, despite not having the right SAT score or the resources that a lot of my peers did. And so I provided talks to schools and libraries and nonprofits to help parents and educators figure out how they could help students, particularly those transition from high school into the next steps. And from there, people started to know us, and word of mouth grew, and we have a thriving business. But this is really just the beginning of my entrepreneurship journey. So 2020 came, and we started to get calls. These calls came from high school students, and these kids had the same stories. They were doing really well in school, but then distance learning hit. Their parents couldn't afford tutoring, and now they've fallen behind. And so they have no idea what they're going to do when they walk across the graduation stage. And so we decided to launch a new business, Vero Learning. And I apologize, I did not practice this clicker, but hopefully it will work. Have a short video to tell you a little bit more about Vero. Awesome.
Oh, actually. Let me see if I can hook into there.
And if not, no worries. We can go on to the slides.
However, for young adults, finding the right career pathway is one of the most important decisions they'll ever make. Students, however, lack the guidance they need to navigate the transition. How can school leaders and employers ensure that young adults develop the transferable skills they need to enter the workforce? Introducing Vero Learning, a platform revolutionizing career guidance and job placement. Vero takes applicants on a personalized journey, uncovering their strengths via pre-employment screening. Then, users dive into targeted course modules aligned with the in-demand skills needed for early career roles. We collect data to create personalized career reports, highlighting strengths, addressing weaknesses, and offering tailored next steps, like continued training or connection with employers. Unlike online courses, recruitment platforms, and one-dimensional resumes, Vero captures the sum of a user's unique experience by seamlessly blending self-discovery, skill building, and job placement, all on one affordable platform. And the results speak for themselves. 80% of students report increased confidence about entering the workforce, and 90% would recommend us to a friend. In addition to our school and community engagements, we are thrilled to announce the launch of our corporate partnership program, starting with an upcoming pilot with Office Depot that will help us streamline early career roles for our learners. Founder Chrissybil Boulin is a Cambridge graduate and Forbes Under 30 lister who has supported thousands of students. Her journey affirms the transformative impact of personalized learning pathways. Vero is led by top industry experts who are each dedicated to supporting workforce development. Our advisory board includes the VP of HR for Office Depot, a former superintendent, and the Vice President of the International Franchise Association. Don't miss out on the opportunity to participate in our early adopter program. Contact Vero today for a free consultation and product demo to learn more about how we can support you.
And so I'll start from the beginning of why Vero and why it's useful, maybe even for you or some of your classmates who are struggling to figure out what they might want to do next. She's coming. But it starts really with customer discovery. And so the core audience that we served, high school seniors, we're not just looking for support with SAT test prep, but realized that as the cost of college was rising, that maybe it wasn't the best step for them. And so they were looking for alternative pathways to enter the workforce, and we really didn't have a solution. And so as part of our customer discovery, we spoke with young adults under the age of 25, and we spoke with corporate HR hiring managers as well as HR leads. And the results were pretty shocking. We found that 80% of high school seniors are not ready to make college or career decisions. Likewise, we found that 88% of employers are experiencing higher churn than usual based on skills gaps that they're experiencing in their workforce. And so we have kids that are really motivated and need to enter the workforce, and we have hiring managers that want to hire them, but lack the infrastructures and systems to really evaluate someone who's so early on in their careers. And so that's where Vero comes in, really bridging the gap between classroom learning and job placement opportunities, and helping young adults successfully transition from the workforce into job placement opportunities with Fortune 500 and franchise companies. So how do we do it? We start with a pre-employment screening. So think about this pre-employment screening as a tool for self-discovery. It's all about helping you understand your natural competencies, your skill sets, and your interest. And so from there, we aggregate a personalized career report, which includes a SWOT analysis. And so for a lot of young adults, it's the first time that they're aware of what skills are employers looking for, where do I currently stand, and most importantly, how do I bridge that gap? And so in step number 3, Vero recommends proprietary course modules on our platform, as well as third-party platforms that help young adults build durable skills like communication, collaboration, problem solving, and critical thinking. So on one hand, we're helping young adults boost their employability and make more informed career choices. And on the other hand, we're de-risking the hiring process for managers. So you can think of Vero as a cross between an Indeed and a Coursera, mixed with data analytics that helps you figure out a career pathway. And so our goal this year is to onboard 20,000 students, and we're excited that by August we'll be halfway there. We're also conducting corporate pilots with organizations across industries like healthcare, IT, and tech, so that we can identify what are the ideal characteristics of employees that are thriving in these industries, so that we can suggest compatible career pathways to students that they may have not considered. And so although we just launched a few months ago, we already have some really great traction points. 90% of the students that we've piloted in schools in New York and Florida would recommend Vero to a friend. 80% of them have reported a boost in their employability. We're currently piloting with Office Depot. They're having hundreds of their early career employees take our pre-employment screening, so we can identify what skill sets and characteristics might make someone a good fit, while also giving them data analytics to help reduce their churn. And so I want to applaud you guys and thank you for hearing my story. Entrepreneurship is definitely not for the faint of heart. I've had tons of ups and downs. There are endless learning curves, but I hope that you can take away some points from my journey, which are: be really bootstrappy. Don't be afraid to provide something for free. Reach out to your network and community, be a part of accelerators and incubators that'll help you grow and learn, and really get to understand your core audience, not just through initial customer discovery, but really following them throughout their journey. And so for me, that meant pivoting from a service business model to a SaaS platform and incorporating AI. And for you, it might mean something different, but there's one thing for sure. There's nothing more empowering than having a dream and an idea in your mind and actually seeing it come true and positively impacting the lives of the people you care about and even the community beyond yourself. And so I applaud you guys for taking that first step today. And if there's any way that I can support you, whether through Vero Learning or personally, I'm here. I'd love to be a part of your journey. Thank you.
I'm Manel. I'm the director of the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurial Development. And I'd like to start by calling all the organizers to come up to the stage. I think they deserve a big round of applause. This is Katie, who run all the logistics, spend countless hours coordinating. Desha from Cabrillo College, Erin from the Career Center, and Doug and Melina from Santa Cruz Works.
Here's your camera. There we go. Thank you, guys.
I'd like a round of applause for the judges. And also for the more than 20 mentors who helped our teams with their pitches. So I'm going to go ahead and announce the prizes. So I'm going to start with the top 4. So tech, biotech, social impact, and community impact. Then I'll announce the audience choice, and then the runners-up. And after that, Ryan Sharp from the Innovation and Business Engagement Hub is going to announce the Climate Action Prize. Okay, so the winner for the biotech and health category is TerraNova. $6,000. Yeah, please come on. The judges were really impressed with your vision, a visionary idea.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
The prize for tech goes to Light Links.
Bring the whole team up. Bring the whole team up. Only in front of the podium, so everybody can listen. There you go.
I want to thank you for all your hard work. They were working for 3 months, all day, night, and yeah, I want to really thank these guys, and a few of them are absent today. We have wonderful crew, 10 undergraduate students, wonderful people who are working day and night over this project. And while they're taking courses, full-time courses. And I'm really glad that we're winning this prize, and because we can get to the next stage and make the people of the world link like light through light. And thank you guys, really thank you.
Take it back.
Thank you.
The social impact goes to Tallyrus. Sorry, yes. So all these 3 prizes were $6,000. The next one is the local impact category. That one is $4,000, and it goes to Done Today. The audience pick goes to Light Links, $2,000. Okay, so now I'm going to announce the runners-up, but keep in mind that also each team is going to get feedback from the judges, and that's also very, very valuable. And your participation is also very valuable. So the first one is ShowerTech, $2,000. Next one is Mirage, or, yeah, come on. Next one, Power Patch, $2,000. Next one, Collegiate, $2,000. Next one, Hotspot Creatives, $2,000. Operation Blue, $2,000. Medlock, $2,000. And Crisis Link, $2,000. And now, Ryan Sharp, Director for the Innovation and Business Engagement Hub, is going to announce the Climate Action Prize of $10,000.
Thanks, Manel. It's been our pleasure at the Innovation and Business Engagement Hub to organize a suite of programs and services called our Climate Action Solutions Catalyst program. And this program was enabled by funding from the state of California that was provided to really accelerate innovation addressing some of the state's most pressing climate challenges. And it's my pleasure today to introduce the winner of our Climate Action Award, which is a $10,000 award. But before I do that, I just wanted to say how impressed I was with all of the pitches today. So before I announce, one more round of applause for all of the pitches. fantastic day, really competitive group of pitches around the Climate Action Award as well. But without further ado, the winner of the Climate Action Award, TerraNova Bio. Be the one closing this out. So Manel, are you coming back, Doug? Who's closing this out? I can close it out. All right, Katie, all right. Come on up.
I just want to thank you all again. I will be in touch with the teams for a little follow-up. You guys also have the Santa Cruz Works perks packages coming your way, as well as some of you are going to have access to the Santa Cruz Works accelerators. But you all did a fantastic job. I'm so happy and grateful to our sponsors that we're able to send all of the teams home with some money to continue to pursue your ideas. And I want to encourage everyone to just keep going, push through the challenges, keep innovating, and thank you again for being here.
And never hand a mic to the guy who likes to be on stage. But I want to thank Katie. She is a taskmaster. She makes sure that every single time we have a meeting, we're right on time and everything is just flowing. So this is like the second or third year that you've done it, and we couldn't do it without her. So thank you, Katie. Thank you, judges. We hope to see all of you in an hour, roughly, right? When the job fair, all the exhibitors are going to be here. There's 30-plus companies with hundreds of jobs being offered, all types of jobs from full-time, part-time, remote, you name it. So hope to see you guys there.